The Game Boy Micro, Nintendo's final attempt to keep the Game Boy line alive. Did it work? No, but what I want to talk about today is why I appreciate the Game Boy Micro. Released just 9 months after the original Fat DS, which is wild to think about. Just imagine if Nintendo released a brand new 2DS after the Switch launch. Oh wait, no, they did that. The Micro features such a small form factor and a bright backlit screen, something the Fat DS notably lacked. Personally, it feels like a tiny, refined definitive edition of the Game Boy Advance. Sales-wise, it performed poorly, only about 2.5 million units sold. That's a tiny fraction of the DS's 152 million and the Game Boy Advance's 81.5 million units. But despite the lackluster numbers, I love the ultra-portable design. The fact it only plays Game Boy Advance games keeps it in line with the DS era anyways. And realistically, who wants to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color games on it? Those cartridges stick out horribly. Just imagine walking around with a Game Shark in this thing. All of my points in favor of the Micro are just opinions, of course, and realistically, I'd probably still play GBA games on the DS Lite, but the Micro's compact, vibrant screen just looks so cool, and its brightness settings absolutely blow the older models out of the water. One of the coolest design choices was the interchangeable faceplates. Sure, you could re-shell older consoles, but unofficial shells can be risky and may damage the system. Some of the Micro's faceplates had cool unique designs, such a whole variety of colours. There are a few disappointments though. It has a proprietary charger used only for this model and never used again. It still baffles me. It could have been a soft launch for the DS Lite's charger, but no. Repairs are also tougher due to the low supply, and modding it feels somewhat pointless, aside from maybe adding a USB-C charger or even an extra speaker. My overall thoughts on the Game Boy Micro? It doesn't really deserve the bad reputation it has. It's a fun pocket-sized little device that feels like it got the Wii U treatment. Misunderstood and poorly explained. It wasn't meant to be a DS killer, it was a companion to the DS. The Micro screen and size make playing it surprisingly comfortable. Slightly cramped, but nothing major. And hey, at least it has a headphone jack. Overall, I'm happy to have it within my collection.